but the other one is that hamtaenda binguni. Mawakili, they will not see. Hawataona ufalme wa binguni. You won't go to heaven. Hi guys, welcome to Redefined Gospel YouTube channel, where we are thriving in Christ. This channel seeks to link the word of God to the contemporary times and ultimately ensure that we are thriving in Christ. And in addition to being a faith-based content creator, I am also a lawyer by profession, and I normally share my law school journey, which is about to come to an end, thankfully, and I will be subsequently sharing my legal career journey and just taking you through my journey in my profession. I also once in a while create content around lifestyle and personal development. So in a nutshell, you can say this channel is all about faith, law, and lifestyle. So if you're interested in all that kind of content, kindly do subscribe. Hit on the red button written subscribe, and then a bell will appear. Click on that bell and click on the option all so that you get all post notifications each time I upload. If you are a returning viewer, you clearly enjoy this kind of content, you clearly are into this kind of content, so kindly do subscribe, and I really appreciate. Also remember to give this video a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, it helps with pushing the video, and I will really appreciate. If at the end of this video you see you get some insights along the way, kindly feel free to comment down on the comment section. And then also kindly do share this video. Share. You may be subscribed, but we need more people to know that there is this kind of channel. So do share on your social media platforms. And if you share on Instagram, be sure to tag me at my Instagram handle is njorogeann254, at njorogeann254. And in case you have any inquiries, in case you have any partnerships you'd want to get into with me, any collaborations or any speaking engagements, feel free to email me, and my email address is info@njorogeann.co.ke. So enough with the announcement, let's get straight right into today's video. So as the title of this video reads, I am reacting to your assumptions about lawyers. I'm saying your because I'm sure there's an Instagram audience, especially those who wrote those assumptions on my Instagram who are here, but generally I'm reacting to assumptions about lawyers. So a while back, maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago, I went on my Instagram and I shared of an experience I had. This time I had gone to visit a doctor, and I'm going to narrate that experience. And there were a whole lot of assumptions that this doctor had about lawyers, and he was very shocked that I am in this profession. So I went on my Instagram, and again, you should follow me on my Instagram, njorogeann254, for amazing content, daily content on there, daily content. It's not like here where it's, 1 times 1, there it is 7 times 7, 7 times more, 1 times 7, yeah, 1 times 7. So follow me on Instagram. The link will be down below, so after this video you can follow me. So I went on and asked, what are your assumptions about lawyers? And ladies and gentlemen, I got a whole lot of assumptions. Okay, not a whole lot of assumptions, but I got quite a number of assumptions that people have, and I'm looking down because I'm now opening them on my phone. But I got a lot of assumptions about lawyers. So let me start with the story time. So this time I wasn't feeling well. Like a month ago, I wasn't feeling well, so I had gone to see my the ENT, not my, but the ENT doctor, an ENT doctor rather. And so I went, and then as he was, so there was an injection, there's an injection, Allah. So there's an injection that he placed on my hand, which is through drip. So he actually placed the injection there, and then si unajua venye tu drip inakuanga, I don't know how to explain, but yeah, the injection was being the medicine rather, actually it's the medicine, but the medicine was being administered through a drip. So akaeka, and then he went, and he came back, he was trying now to make sure that all the medicine imeingia aeke ingine. So within that, a conversation ensued, and he was like, how is work doing, because he had previously asked me if where we work there's a lot of paper, or so just to understand where the problem was coming from. So he was like, how is work going? And I was like, oh, work is great, but it's a bit busy. but as usual, it's usual. And then was like, oh, what kind of job do you do? And then I was like, I work in a law firm. And then he was like, okay, so you're a lawyer? Then I was like, yes, I'm a lawyer. And then he was like, huh? Wewe okay wakili? You know, translation, you don't look like a lawyer. And then I was like, okay, wakili wanakaanga aje? And he went on and talked about how he has not seen soft-spoken lawyers. I'm very soft-spoken, I'm very chilled and laid back. So about me being soft-spoken, I know there are people who have opinions already, and I'm like, and it's not soft-spoken. But I get it. I get the fact that I'm very chilled and I'm not too loud. I think I'm not too loud. And so then I was really curious, and I was like, okay, so there's a certain way that people see lawyers, and I was like, let me ask these assumptions. And I had actually seen another channel, I think she's called Lawyer Ruth Tanui. She's also a lawyer, an advocate actually. Respect, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and they had done with their friends. So that conversation really sparked this, and then I went on Instagram and asked guys. So I am just going to open, I had taken a screenshot, so I'm going to answer the ones that I got from the question box, and then I'm going to go ahead. There are more assumptions that I got from my DMs, so from actually fellow lawyers who are like, even me, I was told me, there's a time I was told, and so then we are going to do that. So let's get straight into the assumptions. So the very first one was like, mnapenda siasa sana, like arguing, like mwakili mnapenda siasa sana and you like arguing. I think I would say, I think that assumption is correct. Not like I'm not even going to defend. I think that assumption is correct. I think generally lawyers are very opinionated. People are very opinionated, and you don't look, and I think it stems, first of all, it could stem from the fact that you have that personality. Uko na hiyo personality. When someone says something, you have to have a rebuttal, and a rebuttal is something, you know, you have to counter. You counter what argument you're given, and you have to have your own opinion. And so then people may be opinionated from a personality perspective, but also when you go to law school, you're taught so many things. So for instance, when you're looking at things like contract drafting, when you're taught how to review a client's contract, you're told look at it from a point of I don't want to say antagony, but from a point of that other person is doesn't look out for your interest. So you're very, I'm looking for the word, but you're very antagonistic. You look at it from a very antagonistic point of view. I don't know if it makes sense. When you go to court, there are two sides. So when someone is saying this, you're looking at how can I counter this. So I think because that's what we do on a day-to-day basis. From, you know, the moment I get, you know, into the office, the very first file I work on, and I'm on this other side, I have to look at how can I counter that argument. So also when it comes, and then we always challenge things because we know that not everything is as it seems. So then we always challenge things. So I think people are usually like, you guys like love arguing, but I think arguing is kind of our job. But when there's nothing to argue about, people get into consent. So I think that is a side that people don't see. And also by the virtue that if you have watched these easy legal dramas like Suits, like you know, How to Get Away with Murder, and you're like, people are like this, so you may think, you know, people like arguing, but there's some fun in it. There's a fun in it. Hapo pia tunapenda siasa sana, like siasa, like the way it sounds, and also siasa like politics. Being lawyers love that. So yeah. And then there was another assumption that lawyers are always in suits. Yes, I would say, okay, not always like 24/7, because right now I'm not in a suit because it's a weekend, but in terms of work, other than, you know, places that have dress down policies. Okay, let me say this. If you're working in a law firm, you will, you know, you're expected to be in a suit even as you're presenting in court. Now, right now we have online court, so someone can very easily be rattled. You can very easily wear a shirt and a coat and huku chini umevaa shorts or something. I've seen a certain picture like that. If I get it, I'm going to place it here. So if you're working in a law firm, if you're representing people in court, let me say, if you're going to court, you have to be in a suit. There's a law, not a law, but let me call it a policy framework. So then there's the Law Society of Kenya LSK dress code guidelines of 2013, I think, or 2014, I'm not sure. Take up. So then you have to abide by that, and there are certain colors you should wear. You can't go wearing red, maroon, blue, pink. You can't go wearing those colors. So there are specific colors that you need to wear. But there are lawyers who do not work in law firms. There are lawyers who work in NGOs, and they're free to dress however they want to dress. There are people who work in certain sectors that are very lax when it comes to how you need to dress. But the bottom line is, as you go to court, there's a certain way you need to dress, and sometimes you need to be robed. So I'm sure you've seen people in robes. If I get that photo, I'm going to place it here. So yeah, that assumption is yes and no, yes and no. The other one was lawyers are so full of themselves. Lawyers are so full of themselves. Ukiwaona uko wakisema ati ukiwaona and I'm also one, but I'm not full of myself, am I? But if you see lawyers outside there and you're like, oh, learned friend, and they look as if they are so full of themselves and they're very prideful. I think some of them are. Some of them we have actually, worked with them or schooled with them. But also, I think being full of yourself may be confused with being confident, because people are confident, people carry themselves shoulders high. So you may see someone who's confident and holds shoulders high and knows and is very categorical that you can't step on me, and then you're like this person looks like he or she is full of himself. So yeah, so I think it varies. Let me say some are. This okay. Ati lawyers are thieves. Allah. But I think sometimes when people have certain experiences with certain people in the legal profession, they tend to do this thing we normally used to call it in critical and creative thinking as hasty generalization. So when one specific person acts in a certain way, then you assume that everyone is like that. So probably because maybe you had asked that lawyer to keep your money in a trust account, then they laundered that particular amount of money. Or for instance, you had you are charged beyond what you wanted to get charged, or beyond your agreement, or that person conned you or something of that. So then it is easy, and it is just a natural inclination as human beings to think everyone is a thief. So I don't know, but I think also people think that because, also I've had people say that because people lawyers charge a certain amount of money, so you may ask a lawyer for a legal opinion and they charge you 35,000 shillings, and then you're like, just for a legal opinion. But there's a quote I saw that some people charge you this big amount of money to do work worth 30 minutes, or work that can be completed within 30 minutes or 20 minutes, because it took them 7 years to learn their craft. So it's their brain that they're selling to you, or you get like, it's a service coming from your mind and your brain. That's what. So, and then also, as lawyers, we are governed by an advocate remuneration order. There's how we are supposed to charge X amount of money, and you should not charge below that, because if you charge below that, then that will be unfair competition, and it's normally known as undercutting. You will be undercutting. So it may come from a valid point. Maybe there is someone who squandered someone's money somewhere, and so then they're like, lawyers are thieves. The other one was lawyers do not sleep. Wow. Can I just say, obviously everyone sleeps at one point or another, but I have to say this, for me personally, I think it is at law school where my sleeping patterns changed. And I think so many people can attest to that. If you can attest to that, kindly do comment down below. But it was at law school that my sleeping pattern changed. I moved from, just sleeping kawaida hours and waking up at midnight to read and then I read until 6 a.m. I nap for 1 hour. The time I was doing my bar exams, it was, over out of this world actually. I think being at law school, it really teaches you how to survive under very few hours of sleep, and then it doesn't get any better actually at the workplace, depending on what kind of environment you get into. But generally, I think sleep deprivation at law school is real, or in the legal career is real, but we do sleep. And I think this person is saying that we don't sleep even from a perspective of when I was doing my bar exams, I could even put up Instagram stories at around weird hours like 2 a.m. I'm like, oh, I've just woken up to read and everything. So that could be a reason why they're saying lawyers hawalalangi hawalali. And then the other one is that, in the final, not the final one actually, let me just open up my DMs. But the other one is that hamtaenda binguni. Mawakili, they will not see. Hawataona ufalme wa binguni. You won't go to heaven. And I think that is coupled from the fact that people say that lawyers are liars and they defend criminals and all that. And I will say that me, I will go to heaven, and I'm a lawyer. I think when it comes to lawyers being referred to as liars and being, that notion of, oh, you're defending criminals, or you people are, someone has lied and you are defending this person. I think what maybe people don't get is that you are not supposed to go to court and outrightly lie to the court about facts, about what happened, but you can use the law to maybe get your client a lesser sentence. Maybe there are mitigating factors in place if it is a criminal case. Also, you have a duty not to mislead the court. You have a duty to ensure to the profession, to ensure proper administration of justice. So I think it comes from a value perspective. Personally, so far, this far that I have been in the profession, just by observing, I'm like, I think it comes from a place of values. And then also, if you find that your client is, doesn't really have a case, you have a duty to, to be honest about it and tell your client that there's no case. If there's a consent, or if we can solve this out of court, then we need to do that. So it's not always that when you get something, you're like, oh, let's go to court. Oh, we are right. Sometimes you're like, okay, I think you can remedy this and avoid all these legal costs and all this waste of time and resources and actually go through this way. And I think that is a perspective that we have not seen. And sometimes if we watch these Maligo dramas, we are like, okay, these people, this is the perspective and this is how it usually is. So yeah, so I've finished the ones for the question tag. So let me go to my DMs, just a minute. It was this long ago. Allah. Someone said that when he said, so she said, I'm interested in knowing the assumptions he made without the doctor, and they already said that. I've also been told that I don't look like a lawyer, that I'm too nice, soft and friendly to be a lawyer. So people believe that lawyers should be arrogant, should be like, what, the way we see in courtroom dramas. But you see, let me tell you guys, let me tell you a story time. So when I was getting into law school, I thought it was that aggressive, talking fast and everything. And I got into moot court, and I have a couple of videos where I have shared about my moot court experiences and all that. And my very first time, I was usually very fast. Even nowadays, I'm trying to slow down in my speech. It was very fast, and whenever I would see someone so soft-spoken, and that person and I submit to pole, I was like, this person, we agree what they need to do. But then again, I go to judicial attachment in second year. And judicial attachment is where you normally come and have there's a car that is passing with all the might. So when you go to judicial attachment, you go to court. So my court station was Thika Law Courts, and you're under a certain magistrate, and whenever there are matters, you go sit in and observe and note the pointers and note what you're learning from whatever is happening and all that. So when I was going for judicial attachment, I realized people are talking very slowly, people are friendly, I was like, no, people wanna fuck wakishikana mashati and all those things. So from that perspective, I realized reality, expectations versus reality in the situation qua ground. And then also being nice, being friendly, I think you need those people skills because you relate with people as a lawyer. So actually lawyers should actually be nice, should be friendly, and should be, and if you're soft spoken, I think that should not really deter you from being a lawyer and all that. So I think it's because most of the people that we know are lawyers and are all over, our eyes in the public domain. We're like, these people are loud, these people are not soft. So then they're like, So yeah. This someone aliambiwa. So someone was like, I also get this statement a lot. Okay, imepotea. Okay. She was like, I also get this statement a lot, which makes me wonder, kwani lawyers uka aje? And then I was like, and then I responded, we are many, how do they normally explain themselves, like their reason for saying that? Then I was like, atina kampole, like I look polite, or I look very, laid back and all that. I think, being laid back and it's a personality issues, and it doesn't really speak to your expertise or your competence. And really, what really matters is what you bring to the table as a lawyer. So I think that's all about it. I don't think there's anything that I have left, and so there's nothing that I have left. So I think now I can wrap up the video, and I have reacted to the assumptions. I would really love to know, actually, I'll also put this at the beginning of the video, but I would really like to know, what assumptions do you have about lawyers? And I will interact with you in the comment sections. I love interacting with you guys in the comment sections. Zikikuwa mob, I may do a part 2. You never know. And if you are a lawyer or a law student or an advocate or a magistrate or wherever you're in the legal profession, what are some of the assumptions that people have told you and you're like, that's an assumption, so you're just assuming this thing, it's not true, or it's actually true? Feel free to comment down on the comment section, and I would love to engage with you. Wow, thank you so much. If you're at this point of this video, kama bado hujalike hii video, you've not liked it, give it a thumbs up, press on like. Also do share this video and spark the conversation. If you share it on Instagram, feel free to tag me at Njoroge and 254, and then also you can share to your whatever social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. I will really appreciate, because sharing is caring. Thank you so much for watching this. I don't know when this video will go up. It's 1:35 p.m. on Sunday. If I'm able to put it up on today at 6 p.m, well and good, but I have to edit. If not, probably tomorrow. But from next week I'll go back to my normal programming, which is every Sunday at 6 p.m. there will be a YouTube video going up. Thank you so much for the support so far. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching. May God bless you. And that will be it for this week's video, and as always, remember that God loves you a lot. And until next week, bye bye.
Anapenda kuweka behind the scenes ya vitu funny. Kama mama mtani kuingia kamera.
Ati wataki?
Tujipata kwa behind the scenes.
Nobody na record. One of the things, for instance, when you're looking at things to do with nani huyo